More music variety on Power Ace Radio.
Well, being what it is today for so many people, why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven my own? Since Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. Is on my sparrow, so I know He watches me, 'cause His eye is on the sparrow, so I know He watches me.
So, hi Gina, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, much better. I can't complain. It's been quite the year, especially last year, but this year it's good, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you and an honor to be on your show. Real.
Thank you to meet you too. So welcome to the episode of Meet the Artist. Obviously we know you're an artist, but tell us a bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, please.
Oh, well, I consider myself at this point in my life, my career, as a multi-genre artist. I would say the journey started, well, I started classical music and gospel music, CCM music. And when I was really young, I was coaching, doing vocal coaching, and my first student wanted to sing country. So I helped her with country, and I helped others with pop, rock, and R&B, and found as I was performing different songs, people liked it when I, would cover different artists, and and I was writing in all genres anyway. So it was like, people are happy. Why? It's like, why should I cut my arm off and only serve one part of the audience when I can, make a lot more people smile? So it's all about, serving with a smile, for lack of a better term. And I think that's really how I became, one of the reasons how I became a multi-genre artist. And I love it. It keeps you really busy, but it's worth it.
I can imagine. So that's amazing. And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been a multi-genre artist, I would say, for at least 15 years, at least, consistently. It took a while to be able to switch vocally, from the operatic, semi-operatic sound to the pop rock sound, because they're very different usage of, of your voice. Physics is totally different physics. And so it took some thought, but now it's so long.
That is awesome. So how did you get into music, or what got you into music?
To be really, really blunt, I guess, I was hearing finished music since I was 4. So music was something that called me, for lack of a better term. But even though I was hearing finished music, I prayed for the gift of music. And to be specific, I wanted music that would be like wholesome and interesting, be respectful, not just the typical bump and grind music. And don't get me wrong, I mean, sex sells, right? I mean, I love all that stuff too, I wanted to have something that was a little different, something where, you know, the adults could relate to, but you could still play it for your 2-year-old. And I understood this when I was 6. So I prayed for wholesome music, wholesome, you know, messages and all that. And yeah, I started getting a lot of CCM music when I was 6, but I got my heart broken a few decades later, and that's when the rock really started coming in. I also do jazz to hip hop. I haven't released the hip hop yet. You know, and some people think, wow, you know, you're so classically trained, you know, how can you do hip hop? It's like, girl, I'm black.
You know,
We have a lot to say.
well, it's amazing having that volatility because you know you bring out all different type of music just from one person. But how are you able to handle that? You know, so you start with classical and
Mhm.
then went into rock, and now you're going to do hip hop.
Oh yeah.
How do you handle all of that?
Well,
How do you combine?
yeah, like I was sharing with you, I hear finished music in all genres. So, and when I hear it, I hear how it's sung. I hear how it's delivered. It's like turning on a radio with something completely finished. That's
Mm,
how I hear it. So, like the key, the harmonies, the background vocals, you know, if it's classical, it's, you know, the orchestration, or you know, like whatever. I don't know when it comes. I don't know how it comes. I believe it's a gift. I'm grateful for it, but it keeps you busy and it keeps you on your toes, because there are chord progressions and stuff that I would have never, because I mean, I can sit and write music. Like I can sit and compose right now. I don't need a piano like I can compose literally on the spot. No problem. You know, lyrics I'll have to put in later, you know, but you know, to get finished music, it's a whole other, yeah, you know, and some of it I love, some of them like, it's not my favorite, but I put them all out, to be honest, because you know, it might be their favorite, might be
that's it.
touched their heart. So the music for me is something, like I say, it's a vehicle for everybody, for everybody to enjoy, whether it's my top 10 or not, you know. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that makes so much sense. And who are your sort of inspirational artists to go to? What sort of music do you listen to? Um, you know, how do you go from classical to rock to hip hop? I've struggled to listen to even one genre. So where, you know, who do you listen to first?
well, growing up, we weren't allowed to listen to top 40 music. I only listened to classical. So, or we had one gospel record. It was like the Aeolians from a university called Oakwood College. So it was, you know, Negro spirituals, for lack of a better term. So this was pretty much my musical palette from my childhood. But you know, when you would go to the mall, or you know, on the television commercials, you would hear some of the popular sounds of the times. So somehow my brain must have taken it in, you know. But I mean, miracles do happen. I mean, I was hearing, oh gee, all sorts of stuff before I, you know, knew it was out there. It's hard to explain. um like, I don't know the demographics of our listeners, but if some people here have gone to music college or university, there we have something in music called the Circle of Fifths. And I remember being 12 years old, for real, sitting, and I'd be like watching that television. I won't say what I'm watching because I won't say how old I am, but I was watching TV and knitting. I used to knit, and I would hear these corporate, actually first single notes, and before the end of the year, I would knit, watch TV, and count to 12. It was until I reached university, I found out it was the Circle of Fifths. So there's a lot of things in my life where it's like I was taught before I was formally taught. I was a multi-genre artist when it wasn't cool to be this diverse. I mean, everybody was like, stick to a genre, be a genre. Why are you so scattered? I'm like, these are my children. Genres are different languages for me. Like, I'm multilingual, you know, for real too. So it's like, you know, you know, I guess I like a challenge. I don't know how to say it, but what I'm saying is, like, I was kind of ahead, like ahead of certain things, ahead of the times, and now things are starting to catch up. And I thank God for you millennials. Like, honestly, like, you guys get me, you know, it's yeah.
That is amazing. But what artists do you actually listen to? What sort of music? What
Oh,
is in your
sorry.
music collection?
Sorry, you're right. I didn't answer that very well. I don't listen to a whole lot of artists because I have so much in here to get out. So I really don't listen to the radio much. I don't really listen to anything much. I mean, the last thing I've listened to, I happen to hear some, don't laugh, Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now, which I really, really like. But that's because I like Calvin Harris. I like everything Calvin Harris puts out. In terms of earlier influences, definitely Michael W. Smith, ranging from him to, oof, I don't know. Like, it's honestly, like I said to another friend of mine, I listen to everybody and no one, because my sound doesn't have, like, you can't hear it and go, oh, that's so and so or that's so and so. Like, it's so varied. Like, I I honor art. I honor all of our artists, independent and otherwise. So um music is sacred with a little s, if that makes sense to me. And yeah, you know, I don't treat anyone's work lightly, whether you're signed to a major or not. So
No, and that is the way, really. Especially if it's something you like, then you like it. You know, for us, we have demographics from all over the world, and yeah, there's songs that they would never have heard before. And so before this, we did I was interviewing somebody who did mainly gospel music,
oh
and
wow.
you know, you wouldn't have actually for, oh, we play gospel music, but it's only when I put that song, when the song went on, and then there was a lot of requests for it. But actually, in our collection, there's quite a few gospel music in there as well. That's why, oh yeah, we do play a lot of gospel. But you know, it's because you don't look at it as, oh, it's gospel music. It's good music. You know, it doesn't matter what
Exactly.
genre it belongs to. You know,
Yes, yes,
we
exactly.
really do love good music. Well, and so let's go back into, obviously, your music. How long have you been doing it for?
Oof. How long have I been doing music? Well, doing it in terms of when I started earning a living at it, or like I said, you know, I've been hearing music 4 years out of the womb. So like it's been with me for a long time.
So can you count how many
How
album
many?
singles that you've done?
Oh, I have 10 studio albums to date. Um, and some of my albums range from 10-song albums to 21 tracks on an album. So I have a lot of music, and they're all different. They range from gospel, pop, rock, EDM, sacred classical, sacred as in choral and orchestral music. Um, I want to say adult contemporary rock, symphonic rock. Yeah, I have a lot of albums, and my first one was a solo piano album. It was based on my master's thesis, so
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, very, very heavy classical. I am not that classical. At least I don't think so, although I really do appreciate the classical arts. You know,
Mm.
I'm a screaming rock, pop, rock child all over the place, but I know that. But at the same time, like when I put out Take All of Me that you have, the album, it's like I wanted something for the public to have a bit of nostalgia, music from like, I don't know, the 70s, the 80s, 90s, that
Mm.
kind of gospel vibe, you know, from Andre Crouch or Michael W. Smith, Sandy Patty, those sounds, because people aren't writing so much that way anymore.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
so
And I
I
think
just,
that's what it is. As you said, people are not writing that way so much. Um, and that's why we keep going back to go, yeah, the 80s were the great years of
yeah,
music, and after the 80s, things just kind of changed. But I think now maybe, unfortunately, being in the radio industry, that I get to listen to great independent artists like yourself. So there is actually still good music out there. They just not aired. You're just not going to hear it on your radio. If you just tune it on, you're not going to hear it because commercial and money and you know. For
mm,
um,
yeah,
but there is definitely great music out there. Now let's go into my next question. It's pretty gonna be interesting for somebody who is multi-diverse, and you know, if you could make a show with
yes.
one artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
A show with an artist, dead or alive, like doing a show together.
Yep.
Um,
And why?
oh, well, I mean, honestly, if I were to do a show right now, I would want to do one with Calvin Harris. I keep picking on him, poor guy. Him or mm, Alesso or like one of our great EDM, like David Guetta. And
Mm.
it's because they know how to mix my sound live. So I would do something live with them where, you know, like I said, I do my songs and they can spin it. They, especially our European DJs, they understand um, there's certain things about the classical or pop classical sound. I don't know how to explain it very well, and I'm doing a very poor job. A lot of big rock artists have come out of England. You have pop artists like Adele, who isn't really pop. You know, she's adult contemporary with a few pop tracks, actually. Her latest album has a few pop. But what I'm saying is there's a certain sound, there's certain melodic phrases you can expect from European pop, European rock that you don't get in North America. I'm across the pond, just in case you guys want to know. I'm on the other side. Our music is not as melodic. It's not. It's more rhythmically based, um, you know, sonically based to kind of like push different emotional buttons, but it's not based on melody. It's just not melodically driven. So I would want those type of DJs to do a show where, of course, they're playing some of my favorite hits, just saying, you know, and I'm singing and they're making my voice do the echo, and it's, oh man, oh, I think it would be epic. They're already epic on their own. But if we were to team up together, like I said, I mean, they would take my Caribbean pop music and just, you know,
To the
oh,
full experience of it.
oh yeah, it's like Jamaica on steroids or something. I already know. I can already see it. Speaking of which, I did perform a show in near Vancouver, BC, and I did some gospel, but also stuff from my what do you call it? Touchdown album. It's like I call it Caribbean pop. So when I say Caribbean, it's like soca, calypso, Latin, reggaeton, but the non-explicit reggaeton, you know, that kind of thing. And it really, it was so much fun. I loved doing the show, and I had a DJ. The organizers had a DJ on stage mixing the sound live, and I kid you not, I mean, it sounded like another top 40 track or something. And I was like, okay, the power of the DJ. Like, you can't, I'm so amazed by what you guys do. It is truly a blessing. Truly a blessing.
That's very well. We're happy to have people like you playing out good music. That is it, really. So, okay, while we're here talking about music and DJs and, you know, making voice sound good and all that, this is part of what we like on the show, you know, where we just like you to just sing with nothing, no studio, no filter, nothing. Are you able to do a little performance, maybe of something you've done before, something new?
Something at I am, yeah, it's like still morning over here. Like,
Oh,
oh
so you're still
my
wasting
God.
your time.
Yeah,
That's
well,
cool.
I mean, I won't get kicked out if I sing right. What do you want me to sing? I wasn't planning to sing. Oh, I don't know.
Just we can leave it. Yeah. If it's not convenient, maybe on our next episode.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this doesn't have to be the only one. If, hold on. Well, being what it is today for so many people, why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven my own? Since Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, so I know He watches me, 'cause His eye is on the sparrow, so I know He watches me. Now, I don't want my phone to short, so I'm not sure if I should keep going.
Wow, no, that is amazing. That is really great. You know, because that's what we, you know, would like to, you know, just that raw talent, you know, really nice voice, like really great tone. You know, no filters, nothing, and oh, you delivered excellently. Thank you very much for that number.
Okay.
So let's
Okay, go ahead.
go on. You were going to say?
I was gonna say some people like another time I'll just do like the wade in the water, wade in the water, children. I said wade in the water, God's gonna trouble the water. Yeah, that kind of, yeah.
Wow, that's you're completely different. Can't believe both sounds are coming from you.
You want more different sounds here? That's a completely different sound too, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
and then
Now I get it.
Oh yeah, they're totally different. And then the ones that I don't use very often would be like Hear my prayer, O God, incline. That straight sound, right? And then you have the gosh, I gotta give you one. I feel like an animal. I'm in a cage. I'm in a haze. I'm in a rage. I feel like an animal. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow, you're super
I'm not
talented.
warmed up. I'm not warmed up at all. So this is sheer love.
Oh, no, this is really great. No, we love it. So while we're here, before we digress too far, where can we go and hear like all your different things? Where are the best places to go and find all your music?
Oh, where can people find my music? They can find it under so many things. One, I would encourage people to go to ginawilliams.com and navigate to the shop section. I have the albums on sale right now, at least the last 5 albums I released last year. They are still on sale before they go up. So they're not super expensive. Can't speak English. I can sing, but I can't speak English. But most of the proceeds come to me, the artist. So that's always most helpful. Especially in an age where, yeah. So I have digital and hard copies. I'm more than happy to send out, find, and all that. People can also hear clips of my music on my YouTube channels. That's Gina Sounds, GinaSounds. So there's a classical channel. That one is a default classical channel. I just converted it into it. But if you look under channels, you'll find alternative rock, EDM, the Caribbean pop I mentioned, and 2 other ones that have failed to, if these were children, they'd be so mad. Mom, how could you forget me? But there's another one. I cannot remember. Oh, inspirational. I'll call it inspirational CCM. Beautiful music videos out there. I do have new music videos coming out soon, so people might want to subscribe to the YouTube channels as well. Yeah. I have Instagram, Gina Sounds, Facebook, Gina Sounds. I barely use my Twitter, but I do sometimes. TikTok, I'm sorry. I need help. I need help with my TikTok. So don't, if you do, fine, but don't judge me. Okay, don't judge me.
We'll try not to.
I have my TikTok. I should just delete my TikTok, really, because I don't really ever use it. But
No, but all these avenues are there to be used, and maybe not now, maybe in near future. We're going to follow and wait for it anyway, for when you upload something there. At least we're going to be one of the very first few, right? We get in there early now.
Oh, I should tell people though, they might want to know they can follow me on Spotify. I am on Spotify. I call it the evil Spotify. There's a little contribution button there as well if people want to say thank you to all the hard work we put into this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, for an artist, especially for an independent artist. It is a lot harder, because you have to do it all by yourself.
Yes, me and my computer. Yes, I use Ableton Live to do a lot of the editing. I do. That's my DAW of choice thus far, and give it to an engineer to mix and master. I do a light mix with my album. My Caribbean album, I produced and mixed that myself and gave him to do the final mix and mastering. I did the whole album. So yeah, no, you're right.
We're going to hear some more of those good stuff, and as we're wrapping up, do you have anything that you would like to say to the viewers? and all your big fans out there.
Oh, my big fans. Oh my, to my big fans, I just want to say thank you. If you're a new fan, thank you for your support. It means a lot. Everybody you share my music with is just that much more for me to do a show in England. It's that much more to put out more music, like just sharing and streaming and buying and donating, whatever. It all makes a difference. And I do see who buys the albums. I write back. I write back nonetheless, but I have pretty much a photographic memory, almost photographic memory. So I will remember you. I will remember you. I'll be like, oh, you're so and so. You bought such and such an album that meant a lot to me. So, and you're gonna be like, how can you remember? Yeah, no, I remember. I just do, because we all work hard. We all work hard for the money we get, and for someone to say, hey, I want to give back to an artist. It means a lot to me, a lot to all of us. We wouldn't be here without you. So I thank you.
That's the perfect answer right there. And yeah, well, we like to thank you as well for, it's not easy scheduling us all in your busy time, waking up very early to come and do this interview. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to have you. And yeah, until we meet again.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be warmed up. I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see you in England when you're ready to come over this end. We'll have a spot for you to perform in.
That'd be dope. That would be dope.
Oh, so until then, take care. It's been nice catching up. Speak soon.
You too.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Power Ace Radio.